We are back with the Fox News alert tonight. The Israeli military says they are now increasing their attacks on the Gaza Strip to prepare for the next stage of the war. Joey and Griff are over at the touchscreen to break down what a ground assault could look like. Guys, show us what's going on.
Well, let me just set up the map because Joey is the warfighter here that understands this. And Joey, this graphic, what does it tell us about the battle space that you could see in the Gaza invasion?
Yeah, obviously, Griff, you've been to as many, if not more war zones than I have. And so when you see this, when we see a picture here in a minute, which will be a more live picture of Gaza, I've described this from the beginning as a concrete Normandy. And the reason why is every one of these buildings that's left standing, and even some of the ones that aren't, that's giving the enemy the high ground and the home field advantage. Israelis almost have to come in on the ground. If they came in through helicopters, these are all places they could shoot rockets and take them out before they even make it into the city. So if they come in through the ground, they're going to do what's called a deliberate clear. They're going to be slow, moving, methodical. By the time they get to city blocks, the enemy has had time to stage themselves in different buildings at sniper points, as you see there, or to booby trap, to put IEDs. This is called a choke point, a place where if you take either road, you're going to have to go through this one point. That's a choke point. Put an IED there. We'll go ahead and move this. And then obviously we have the tunnels that you see here lightly. I don't know much about them, never fought a war with them, but that would give the enemy the ability to move without us having a chance to see them or interdict them. This is a real picture of Gaza. And I'm going to try to use this, Griff, as well as you can. And so take any direction, because I don't know which direction Israeli forces may come from. But let's say they come in through this road here. All right, you see they're passing high ground for the enemy. This would be what you call a choke point. The road comes to a city block of some sort, a city square. You know if they're coming down this road, the entire time it takes them to sweep slow. It may take half a day just to come down this road. Everything that looks like it might be an IED, you've got to check it out, blow it up into place. By the time you get here, the enemy, no matter where they were, has had a chance to stage, create IEDs, everything, every single city block, everywhere there's a road that intersects. That's a choke point. That's a place where the enemy can predict you'll be. Then you lay rubble in these buildings. You take out some high-value targets, but now there's camouflage to put things on the ground, to put directional charges in a wall that will blow at face level towards you as you walk past it. This is a hornet's nest.
It is similar to Fallujah that you saw. And in 2016, I went in with Colonel Ollie North with the Iraqi Special Forces into Mosul when they were taking out ISIS. And they were, if you had, let's say, the Iraqi forces here, we actually witnessed the ISIS guys using drones to guide in vehicle-borne IEDs on targets. And that, at that point, IDF forces with that sort of technology could be stuck and would be sitting ducks. I just want to make one more point, and that is, if we go to this, the weapons, you know this better than anybody, Joey. Talk to me about that.
Absolutely. So I was an EOD tech, explosive ordnance disposal tech. We often say bomb tech on air. And I can tell you the ordnance identification here says a lot about what they're capable of. What you see here are RPGs. These are fired, a single person fires them. They're a heat round, high explosive, anti-tank. They can penetrate armor. These are landmines, tank landmines mostly, made in Italy. The little holes here where the fusing goes, so they can be moved around. You put a fuse in them, they're ready to go. You go over here and you're looking at, well, there's some markers here. There's some colors that say where the country they come from. Some are from Yugoslavia. One guy that I spoke to believes these may be Egyptian directional mines, kind of like claymores. So you're talking about ordnance from all over the world, from different conflicts, all designed to penetrate armor, take people out, take vehicles out. Most of this can be implemented by a single person or a couple of people. You don't need a big rocket launcher or a piece of artillery to do it. This type of ordnance is for a ground fight. This is ground-to-ground ordnance for the most part, but it can take out a lot of people in a hurry. If Israel does this deliberate clear that I expect they will, I've seen pictures of their troop carriers, one of these could take out that troop carrier.
And bottom line, there's no short order of these. There are a lot. You talk about the ground. Let's go to the U.S. deterrence, and that is the USS Gerald Ford. Now, military guys that I know call this the USS Badass. It is the most elite war-fighting carrier built into man. It's a $13 billion warship. It's the newest. It's 5,000 soldiers, up to 90 aircraft, FA-18s. Yeah, sailors, excuse me. It's about 1,100 feet long, 250 feet high, but it is the carrier strike group that comes with it that makes it such a strong deterrence. Should we see Syria, should we see Iran or another actor get involved? Talk to me about the deterrence that the U.S. has sent.
Yeah, so what this becomes pinpoint artillery. It becomes a base for an air base. it becomes all types of guns, all types of guns. So you can do indirect fire, you can do direct fire from these ships, you can launch people from these ships, and most importantly, you can launch our sophisticated aircraft from these ships to go into places like, say, southern Lebanon and take out most of Hezbollah if that becomes a problem. The other thing that's going to join this destroyer group, or actually two destroyer groups, I believe, and I don't have this intelligence fully vetted, but from what I understand, we have the 26th MEU coming from the sea through the canal. Here, let me grab through the canal. They're going to come in and join. And once the 26th MEU gets there, what you then have with basically heavy artillery and an air base, combined with a couple thousand Marines that are trained for crisis response and surgical maneuver. What you then have is, in this area here, a military unit or contingent more powerful than any other group of military in the world. What they can do with that, as far as their versatility and firepower, is huge. What you don't have are 10 or 20,000 troops to go in on the ground. What you do have are teams of people that can do specific operations.
And the big questions are, we don't know if anyone else is going to draw our ire into this, and we don't know whether the president is going to pull the trigger, proverbially speaking, if we should get drawn into this. Katie, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you guys so much for all the detailed and looks like it's going to be a real big challenge for the IDF.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.